Welcome to the Miniatures Paintbrush. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. Today is a newbie's guide to wargaming, is what I like to call it. And it's basically me trying to figure out how to play war games with all these miniatures that I like to paint and to expand the community. So if you ever wanted to know a little bit more about wargaming and what this is all about, then this should be the series for you. Yesterday I went out and I went to one of my local gaming shops and I signed up through this app called Meetup, and well, it was interesting because I really didn't see anybody come and show up that night, but people made phone calls and the community became alive, and before you know it, the next day I got a phone call and said, hey, you want to come by and I'll show you how to play the game. And I was like, sure. Now what we're doing is War Hordes, which is War Machine and Hordes. You can play them interchangeably. And this is from a company called Privateer Press. And they create these great games. And I have these troll army that I made and I packed up. And I mean, it should be interesting. So. Yeah, that moment when you pack up your miniatures. Now I'm Pluck foaming. I got that case, Sam's Club. It was on sale for $20, which is pretty good for a case. And it's Pluck foam, so that means you have to dig your finger in very carefully and slowly remove the foam bits from the the foam piece, which is solid, and there's another foam piece underneath. And then finally sandwiched through a foam piece on the top, and that protects your miniature. And you kind of want to pluck those to exactly fit your miniature, not too snug that you might rub the paint as you put them in there, but not too loose that it just dangles around, and if you have spears or something like that, they can come loose. So be really, really careful with that. Alright, let's continue. So there was the beginning of my first game. As you can see, my Trollblood's army was there, and Ray, who was tremendously helpful, introduced me to the idea of having a warlock and casting the spells and fury and the whole concept between the Trollbloods and Trollkin. And I heard there was a lot of backstory and a lot of fluff. Fluff is the storyline that each one of these armies have. Where did they come from? And, each individual, what's their story? And each individual within the army, each warlock, has their own story and backstory. I was told that the Trollkins were basically the only pure heroes of the game. So they're like Celtic, maybe medieval, I don't know. There's a lot. I don't know anything about the fluff. So, I mean, I'm going to take a look at certain things and see if I can catch up on some of the stuff. But it was totally exciting to have my miniatures that I've spent a very long time painting, and him and the community kind of really look at the miniatures and say, wow, that's pretty awesome. And it felt really good and very rewarding to get out there. So if you are a miniatures painter, I highly recommend you just get out into the community, hang out, talk to the local shop, look for any hobby store or game shop that has that, and kind of reach out to the community and see, what it is all about for you. And usually the community is filled with a lot of nice people really willing to teach you. See, the thing about this game is that since you have to play other people, the more people that you have and bring into the game, the more players you have, the more varied your experience is, and you just get more friends. So this is a hobby that is centered around a community, about friends, about meeting people and doing things with people and going to local events and just having fun. So I'm finding this on this adventure here. So let's wrap it up. Okay, now in that final picture there is coming down to the third round of my team, and what I did there was just focused all my energy on my lead person, that the guy with the axe in the background, and he charged up against their leader, their warlock, and I just kept on wailing on him, wailing on her, wailing on her until she pretty much died. Now there's two ways to win the game. You can either basically, so far at the beginning level, wipe out all the troop members and leave the leader alone. That constitutes a win. Or if you take out their leader, that constitutes as a win. And I see that take out the leader part more like chess when you capture the king, checkmate, right? So that seems really cool, and it seems a little like chess to the amount that you have to strategize, and you have multiple pieces, and you're moving them about. But each piece has a card which has special abilities and could do more than just move and kill. They can have spells, they have upkeep stuff, and different bonuses, which really adds a lot of dimensions to the game and a lot of different ways to play it. So if you're playing the same team over and over again, the dynamics are the same, but when you're fighting other people, your strategy and how to attack them could be different. And that's what I've learned so far on this adventure in Wargaming. Hopefully I'll get to Wargames some more so I can understand the game a little better with some more people. And from there, I hope to do maybe like a Newbie's war battle report, I guess, to introduce step by step of what's going on with the battle, so you can get an idea of what it's like and what it feels like to play. So I'm going to play around with that. Of course, I need to talk to the community and see who's willing to do it with me step by step, and we can get that to you. So that's another little project that I'm working on. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you know other people that are new to the hobby, or you want to get a friend into the hobby and you don't know how to introduce them, subscribe and share with those other people, so this way they can get like a new person perspective on wargaming and what does it mean, and the whole hobby as a whole. Well, I'll catch you next time on the Miniatures Paintbrush.